What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Among the Fence. Today we're going to be talking about the EP Our Bones by the progressive metal band The Contortionist. The Contortionists are from Indiana. They started in around 2007 with a couple EPs, but they didn't come out with their first album until 2010, and this is their fifth EP. And the Contortionist sound has changed dramatically and very drastically since their first album, Exoplanet, came out in 2010, which is considered to be more of a metalcore, deathcore album. But honestly, after listening to it, I do sense a little bit more progressive rock metal feels more than almost anything else. But they didn't completely dedicate themselves to that sound until their next album came out, Intrinsic, in 2012, which is a fantastic album, but it was way different sound than what we were used to hearing. It was a complete turnaround almost. The vocals were completely different. The music was a lot more mellow. It was just different. And their follow-up album, Languages, really demonstrated how well they can write a song and how creative they can really be. Even though the lyrics can be kind of repetitive, and some people have said that the lyrics kind of become meaningless just because of how repetitive they are, the music in the album is so well written and so well played. I mean, you barely even need the lyrics. And then they came out with their next album, Clairvoyant, in 2017, which is a masterpiece of an album. Any type of music lover will absolutely love this album. Unless if you exclusively listen to extreme death metal or extreme tech metal, this album, you're going to fall in love with it. And I'm assuming because this band isn't really all that well known, you haven't listened to any of their stuff yet. I mean, you can't really start wrong anywhere, but if you start with Clairvoyant, go ahead, go out, listen to it, and be amazed. And now they released Our Bones in 2019, just a few months ago, which really shows how well they're able to progress their progressive metal sound. The music is a little bit more melodic on this EP, and I guess you could say it's more smoothed out around the edges, and it's also more vocal based. It's not as musically creative, but it still has some really good grooves and masterful songwriting. The opening song, Follows, starts out kind of atmospheric in a way, but then it comes in with this heavy bass driven riff that flows really well into the verses. And it's almost kind of mesmerizing, especially when the vocals come in. The lyrics in the song are very clever in describing what I believe to be a struggle with a mental illness of some sort and having to take different drugs and going through the emotions with it and just dealing with this on an everyday basis. And you kind of feel like you're just being dragged along, or like you're just kind of following whatever it is they want you to do. And like I said, the music isn't really all that creative, and I wouldn't even really call it that progressive. It kind of has, dare I say, like a death tones kind of feel in the guitar tones and in the riffs. But at the same time, it's very groovy. It's got a really good feel. It keeps its atmospheric edge throughout the entire song, and it's very enjoyable. My favorite song, Early Grave, starts out very rhythmic and has this badass groove to it, and it just carries right on through the intro all the way to the verse, and it is just phenomenal. And the music is good, and it's very driving, and I feel like not just the song, but on most of this EP, the drums kind of carry it, but in this song, not nearly as much as the vocals and the lyrics, which can only be described as beautiful. And I watched the music video to this song, and it starts out with the band thanking their fans if they've reached out to the band or if they've told them their story. And based on what the lyrics are about in this song, I would assume that the song is about depression or kind of being stuck in a situation mentally that you can't really get yourself out of, and you might feel like suicide is the only answer. And I kind of interpret that from the chorus in the song, which is, "And I know it feels like you're drowning these days, and I know your question if it's too late. And my only hope is that you choose to stay because you're more than an early grave." Which, those lyrics to me really got to me when I was listening to this song. And honestly, the worst song in the whole world could be Taking a Stand Against Suicide, and it would still get a 10 out of 10 for me. But when it's this beautifully written and the vocals and the lyrics are so intimate and sincere, it takes it to the next level. Then there's an interlude kind of song called All Gray, which normally I don't like interludes, but in this case it adds to the storytelling on this EP, and it's very short. It's very I just say gentle feeling. It kind of reminds me of like a Beatles song in a way. And there's only a few lines worth of lyrics in it, but it's still very melancholy. And even though I hate interludes just because I feel like they don't add anything to it, I feel like this song was definitely over a little bit too soon for my taste. And the last song kind of caught me off guard because it's a cover of Smashing Pumpkins' 1979, which I wasn't really looking all that forward to once it started, but damn did they do a good job. I'm not really that big of a fan of bands doing cover songs, at least putting them on EPs or studio albums. I mean, they could do whatever they want live and it'll be great and fun. But when they do it on an EP or just a regular album, I kind of shy away from it because, one, they do it exactly the same, or two, they try so hard to make it their own to where they kind of just butcher the entire song, and in the process of making it own, they kind of just destroy a classic. And the music in this song is exactly the same. I mean, there might be a couple little differences here and there, but you wouldn't notice it unless if you're really paying attention. But the vocalist for this band has such a unique tone to his voice to where just him simply singing it the way how he would sing it made it the band's own without him even having to try, really. And I didn't really understand the whole purpose of having 1979 played, especially for the last song or even mixed in with these other songs, but in its entirety, it actually fits the EP very well. It completely adds to it. As I was reading the lyrics, which I already knew them, but I'm sitting there reading the lyrics to the song, and it fits the entire subject matter that they're going over. So overall, I really enjoyed this EP, and I also enjoyed going through and listening to some of their songs and albums that I kind of just glanced over here and there. And I gotta give this one a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed this. It wasn't heavy like their older stuff. It isn't as heavy as some of the other stuff I reviewed, but I mean, any genre is fair game as far as I'm concerned. But as far as just a prog metal band is, this completely caught me off guard. I'm absolutely astounded. And normally I try and keep it specific. Like if you only like prog metal, go and listen to this band. Because if you don't only like prog metal, you probably won't enjoy it. But there's a good chance that, like I said, anybody who just genuinely enjoys music will probably enjoy this EP. In fact, probably all this band's albums. But I want to know what you guys think. Go ahead and give this EP a listen. And go ahead and dive into the rest of their albums and let me know what you think. What would you rate it? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Do you think it's trash? Do you think it's amazing? Leave a comment and let me know. Also, if you have a favorite album or you're looking forward to an album by your favorite band that's about to come out, go ahead and leave a comment below letting me know what it is, and I'll do a review on it and make it happen for you. And as always, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon so that way you get notified whenever I do upload. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time.
I was trying to make it lying down.